The gavel cracked like a gunshot in the marble courtroom, sealing Alex Harrington's fate with a single, irrevocable strike. "The estate is yours, Mr. Harrington, contingent on marriage within 90 days. The judge intoned, his voice echoing off the walls lined with portraits of stern-faced tycoons. Alex's heart slammed against his ribs as he stared at the floor, the weight of his late father's will crushing him like the spotlight he'd spent a lifetime dodging. In the shadowed back row, Jax Rivera clenched his fists until his knuckles whitened. The ink of his fresh discharge papers still smudged on his thigh from where he'd tucked them away that morning. He'd come to LA chasing a ghost of stability after the sandbox took his leg and his illusions. But now this, roped into a farce that could either save them both or shatter what little was left of his guarded soul. As the courtroom doors swung shut behind them, Alex turned to Jax with eyes like fractured glass. "This changes nothing," he whispered, but the tremor in his voice betrayed the lie. They were husbands on paper, strangers in every other way, and the first crack in the contract had already spiderwebbed through. Alex Harrington had always known the price of legacy. It came wrapped in gold-plated expectations, delivered with a side of conditional love. At 28, he was the only son of Victor Harrington, the kingmaker of Hollywood who built an empire on blockbusters and backroom deals, only to die mid-negotiation for his crowning project. A gritty war epic that now hung over Alex like a guillotine. Victor's will was a masterpiece of manipulation. The Harrington Studios' fortune, the sprawling Malibu estate, the private jet with its embossed leather seats, all unlocked only if Alex married. Not just anyone, but someone who could ground him. As the old man put it in his scrawled addendum, "No flings, no fame chasers. A real partner or the board takes it all." Alex had laughed it off at first, a bitter chuckle in the lawyer's oak-paneled office overlooking Century City. Marriage? In this town of smoke and mirrors? He was gay for Christ's sake. Out to a select few, but to the world, he was the eligible bachelor heir, dodging paparazzi with a practiced smile. Coming out fully meant tanking the family brand, alienating investors who'd whisper about distractions over scotch at industry galas. So he'd done what any cornered Harrington would, shopped for a solution like it was a script rewrite. That's how he found Jax Rivera. Not in some seedy app or underground club, but through a discreet network of veterans advocates his assistant had tapped. Jax was ex-Marine, a physical trainer at a high-end gym in West Hollywood that catered to A-listers nursing hangovers and egos. 29, decorated with a Purple Heart from his last tour in Helmand Province, where an IED had claimed his left calf below the knee. Now he fitted prosthetics for clients like action stars prepping for stunts. His sessions a brutal ballet of sweat and strategy. But beneath the tactical vest and clipped commands, Jax carried ghosts. A discharge that left him scraping by on VA scraps, a sister back in El Paso drowning in medical bills from their mom's cancer fight. Stability wasn't a luxury. It was oxygen. The contract was ironclad, drafted by sharks in silk ties. 1 year of marriage, public appearances, shared address, the works, for a cut of Alex's inheritance funneled quietly to Jax's family. No sex, no strings, just a performance Oscar-worthy enough to satisfy the estate's executors. They'd met twice before signing. Once over coffee at a Brentwood cafe, where Jax's hazel eyes sized Alex up like a threat assessment, and again in a sterile conference room, pens scratching like claws on parchment. "This is business," Jax had said, his Texas drawl rough as sandpaper. Alex nodded, ignoring the inexplicable pull in his chest, the way Jax's calloused fingers brushed his when passing the document. Now, 3 weeks in, the charade was fraying at the edges. Their honeymoon was a staged weekend at the Chateau Marmont. Paparazzi bait, complete with leaked photos of them toasting with champagne on the balcony. Alex had posed with Jax's arms slung casual around his waist, the city lights blurring below like distant gunfire. But off-camera, they'd retreated to opposite ends of the suite, Alex scrolling scripts on his tablet while Jax laced up for a midnight run, his prosthetic clicking faintly against the hardwood. Back in the Malibu compound, a modernist fortress of glass and steel perched on cliffs above the Pacific, the silence was thicker. Alex's days blurred into board meetings and pitch sessions, where executives in Brioni suits probed for weaknesses. Victor would be proud. they'd say, clapping his shoulder, oblivious to the ring on his finger that felt like a noose. Jax integrated seamlessly into the routine, turning the home gym into a war zone of kettlebells and battle ropes. He trained Alex sporadically, grudging at first, then with a reluctant intensity that left bruises blooming like accusations. One evening, as the sun dipped into the ocean like a spent flare, Alex found Jax in the kitchen, staring at a half-empty bottle of bourbon on the island. The trainer's broad shoulders strained against a faded USMCT, his dark blonde hair tousled from a shower. Alex paused in the doorway, loosening his tie. "You drink like that on deployment?" Jax's head snapped up, eyes narrowing. "Worry about your own vices, Hollywood." But there was no bite, just weariness etched into the lines around his mouth. He poured a finger into a glass, slid it across the counter. "To the happiest couple in LA." Alex took it, their fingers grazing again, this time lingering a beat too long. The bourbon burned smooth, warming the hollow in his gut. "Why'd you say yes to this circus?" he asked, voice low. "You could have walked." Jax leaned against the sink, crossing his arms. "My sister's got another round of chemo coming. Your money's a lifeline. Simple math." He paused, gaze drifting to the waves crashing below. "Besides, beats bouncing drunks at some dive bar. Least here I get ocean views." Alex sipped again, the alcohol loosening the knot in his throat. "My dad's way of controlling me from the grave. Settle down, son. Make it real. As if faking it fixes anything." He laughed, hollow. "Irony is I'm the family secret. Grew up hiding crushes on the pool boy while dad paraded starlets for the cameras." Jax's expression flickered. Surprise, then something guarded. "Yeah? Well, the core wasn't exactly waving pride flags either. Don't ask, don't tell died, but the stares didn't." He drained his glass, set it down with a clink. "We're both playing parts. Question is, how long before the audience smells the bullshit?" That night, Alex lay awake in the king bed of the master suite, the sheets cool and vast. Jax had claimed the guest wing, citing space for gear. But as moonlight slanted through the blinds, Alex replayed the kitchen moment. The brush of skin, the shared drink like a truce. It was nothing, he told himself. Business. Yet his pulse thrummed with the dangerous what if, the kind that could rewrite the script entirely. The first public event was a minefield. The Harrington Studios holiday gala at the Dolby Theater, a glittering assault of chandeliers and champagne flutes. Alex arrived in a custom Tom Ford tux, Jax at his side in a tailored black suit that hugged his frame like armor. Subtle accommodations for the prosthetic hidden beneath. Heads turned as they entered, whispers rippling like aftershocks. Harrington's mystery man. Who's the hunk? Ex-military? Hot damn. Jax played his role flawlessly. Hand at the small of Alex's back, a low chuckle at the right jokes, toasts that rang sincere. But Alex felt the tension coiling in Jax's grip, the way his jaw ticked when a producer cornered them with prying eyes. "So, Jax, how'd you snag our golden boy?" "Boot camp charm. Persistence," Jax replied, his smile a blade. "And not taking no for an answer." Later, on the red carpet, faux for the event, but no less blinding, cameras flashed like tracers. Alex leaned into Jax for a posed kiss on the cheek, their lips brushing closer than scripted. Jax's stubble rasped against his skin, warm breath ghosting his ear. "Smile bigger, hubby. They're eating it up." In the limo ride home, the partition up, the silence stretched taut. Alex loosened his collar, the ring glinting mockingly. "You were good tonight. Oscar-worthy." Jax snorted, rubbing his thigh absently, a tell for phantom pain. "All that schmoozing? I'd take a firefight." He glanced over, streetlights carving shadows on his face. "You hate it too, don't you? The masks. Every damn day." Alex met his gaze, the admission spilling out. "But with you, it's different. Easier." Jax's eyes darkened. A storm brewing. "Don't. We're not." The words hung, unfinished, as the car pulled into the gates. But in that suspended breath, Alex felt the contract's fine print dissolving, ink bleeding into something perilously real. Weeks blurred into a rhythm. Mornings with Jax's barked orders in the gym. Drop and give me 20, princess. Followed by Alex's endless calls. Greenlighting films that echoed his father's shadow. Jax adapted, his presence a steady anchor amid the chaos. He'd cook Tex-Mex on off nights, sizzling fajitas filling the air with cumin and lime, sharing stories of dusty bases and brothers in arms lost to the grind. Alex reciprocated with behind-the-scenes tales. The time a diva director trashed a set in a coke-fueled rage, or how his first crush ended in a slammed locker room door. One rain-lashed afternoon, as thunder rattled the windows, Alex found Jax in the library. A vast room of leather-bound scripts and forgotten awards, flipping through Victor's old photo albums. Dust motes danced in the dim light, Jax's finger tracing a faded image of a young Victor on a film set, arm around a beaming Alex, age 5. He looked at you like you hung the moon, Jax murmured. Alex sank into the armchair opposite, rain pattering like impatient fingers. Till I didn't fit the narrative. Be the man I built this for, Alex. Never mind who I actually am. He hesitated. Then, you ever feel that? Like the uniform's still choking you? Jax closed the album, his prosthetic leg extended stiffly. Every vet does. They pin a medal on your chest, pat your back, then forget you're human when you come home broken. His voice cracked, raw. Lost my leg saving a kid who didn't make it. Woke up stateside to bill collectors and blank stares. This gig? It's the first time anyone's seen past the hardware. Alex reached out, hand hovering before settling on Jax's knee. Innocent, steadying. I see you. All of you. The touch lingered, electric in the storm's hush. Jax didn't pull away. Instead, he covered Alex's hand with his own, rough palm warm. Careful, Harrington. Lines blur easy in the dark. That night, over a shared bottle of Cabernet by the fire pit, the Pacific a black mirror under stars, the barriers crumbled further. Jax talked of El Paso sunsets, his sister's laugh like wind chimes before illness dimmed it. Alex confessed the ache of hidden kisses in college dorms, the fear of losing the only world he knew. Laughter wove through the grief, tentative at first, then free, Jax mimicking a producer's nasal whine, Alex retelling a botched audition with exaggerated flair. As embers died to glow, Jax stood, offering a hand. Come on, lightweight. Bedtime for princes. Alex took it, rising close, too close, their breaths mingling. Stay. The word escaped, soft as plea. Jax's eyes searched his, conflict raging. Contract says separate beds. Screw the contract. For a heartbeat, Jax leaned in, lips a whisper from Alex's. Then he stepped back, jaw set. Not like this. Not pretend. He walked away, leaving Alex with the fire's dying warmth and a heart pounding like distant drums. The fall had begun. Not with a crash, but a quiet unraveling, thread by fragile thread. The betrayal slithered in unannounced, wrapped in velvet lies and the scent of expensive cologne. It was mid-January, the awards season frenzy hitting fever pitch, when Alex's phone buzzed with a tip from his publicist. Check TMZ. It's blowing up. Heart sinking. He clicked the link on his laptop in the sun-drenched home office, Jax's laughter echoing faintly from the gym below. The headline screamed, Harrington Heir's hot new flame? Mystery man spotted with studio scion. Grainy photos loaded. Alex at a private screening 2 nights prior, laughing with Landon Pierce, the Golden Boy director whose war biopic was up for Best Picture. Landon's hand on Alex's arm, their heads bent close in what looked like intimacy. But Alex remembered it as nothing. Shop talk over craft services, Landon venting about budget overruns. Now, twisted by lenses and captions, Trouble in Paradise for Harrington's whirlwind romance? It painted a scandal. Worse. A source quote, anonymous but barbed. Alex has always played the field. This marriage? Just another role. Alex's stomach churned. Who? His mind raced to the gala. The producer's sly grins. The assistant who'd lingered too long with her phone out. Victor's old guard on the board. Men who chafed at the union, whispering of distractions in memos Alex had intercepted. This was sabotage, a knife aimed at the heart of his inheritance claim. He stormed downstairs, finding Jax mid-burpee, sweat slicked and focused. "You see this shit?" Alex thrust the tablet forward, voice cracking. Jax wiped his brow with a towel, scanning the screen. His face hardened, but not with shock, with something colder, resigned. "Paparazzi gonna pap. Ride it out. Ride it out? This could tank everything." Alex paced, the Malibu waves mocking his turmoil through the floor-to-ceiling windows. "They're saying I'm cheating. On you. Our marriage is the only thread holding the will together." Jax tossed the towel aside, crossing to the fridge for water. "Then deny it. Press release, photo op, your world, your fix." But Alex caught the flicker in Jax's eyes, the way his grip tightened on the bottle. "What's that supposed to mean? You think I did this?" "Didn't say that." Jax's drawl sharpened. "But you're the one with the Rolodex of pretty boys. I train him. Remember? Landon Pierce was in my studio last month, whining about pull-ups." Alex froze, pieces slotting cruelly. Landon, charming, ambitious, with a history of blurring lines after rap parties. Had it been more? No, Alex swore inwardly. He'd shut down every advance, loyal to the unspoken code of their deal. But doubt gnawed, fueled by the article's poison. That night, at a mandatory board dinner in Beverly Hills, sushi towers and sake flights amid power plays, Alex played the wounded spouse, arm linked with Jax's as they fielded condolences laced with glee. "Such a shame," cooed Elena Voss, Victor's longtime CFO, her diamond earrings winking like daggers. "These rumors, they test a marriage, don't they?" Jax's response was steel. "Ours holds." His thumb traced circles on Alex's knuckles under the table, a private anchor that steadied the storm. Back home, the fight erupted in the driveway, headlights cutting the fog like accusations. Alex slammed the car door. "You barely said a word in there. Like you believe it." Jax yanked his key from the ignition, prosthetic legs swinging out. "What do you want, a scene? I'm the fake husband. My job's to smile and shut up." "Bullshit." Alex rounded on him, rain from an earlier shower slicking the pavement. "You've been pulling away since the library. That almost kiss. You ran like I was the enemy." Jax's laugh was bitter, echoing off the garage. "Enemy? Try reality check. You're slinging charm at directors while I'm playing prop. That photo? It's you, Alex, the life you know. I'm just the intermission." The words landed like shrapnel. Alex grabbed Jax's sleeve, desperate. "It's not true. Landon was work. Always work." Jax shrugged him off, eyes stormy. "Work that looks a hell of a lot like foreplay from where I'm standing." He turned toward the house, pausing at the door. "Maybe the board's right. This was never gonna stick." He vanished inside, the slam reverberating like a final cut. Alex stood alone, rain starting anew, mingling with hot tears. Betrayal wasn't the article. It was the fracture in Jax's trust, the chasm widening with every guarded word. The next days were a siege. Alex buried himself in damage control. Interviews where he gushed about Jax's unwavering support, joint Instagram posts of them hiking Runyon Canyon. Jax's arm around his waist, grins forced but photogenic. The public lapped it up, Harrington husband trending with heart emojis. But privately, the house felt like a battlefield, littered with unspoken minds. Jax threw himself into training clients, his schedule a fortress. When they crossed paths, it was polite nods, meals eaten in silence. Alex ached with the void, replaying their fire pit night, the laughter, the almost touch, like a deleted scene. He missed Jax's gravelly teasing, the way his presence grounded the vertigo of boardroom battles. Desperate, Alex cornered him one dawn in the gym, as Jax deadlifted plates that clanged like judgments. "We need to talk. Really talk." Jax racked the bar, breathing hard. "About what?" "How to spin the next leak." "About us." Alex stepped closer, voice raw. "This started as a deal, but it's more." For me, anyway. God, Jax, I'm falling for you. The real you, not the role. Jax straightened, wiping sweat, his chest heaving. Vulnerability cracked his armor, hazel eyes searching. You don't know what you're asking. I'm a one-legged vet with baggage heavier than your dad's scripts. This town's not built for guys like me. Then let's build something else. Alex closed the gap, hand on Jax's damp shirt. No cameras, no clauses. Just try. Jax's breath hitched, conflict warring. Then, slowly, he cupped Alex's jaw, thumb rough against smooth skin. Their kiss was inevitable, fierce, hungry, tasting of salt and surrender. Jax's arms banded around him, prosthetic legs steady as rock, pulling Alex flush. It was no gentle Hollywood fade. It was collision, years of restraint igniting in a blaze that left them gasping against the mirrored wall. They tumbled to the mats, kisses deepening, hands mapping uncharted terrain with reverence. Jax's scars, physical and whispered, became sacred, Alex tracing them like constellations. You're not broken, he murmured against Jax's collarbone. You're the strongest man I've known. Jax pulled back, eyes fierce. And you're not faking this? Never. Alex sealed it with another kiss, soft now, promising. For a stolen week, they wove intimacy into the routine. Lazy mornings tangled in sheets, Jax's drawl murmuring poetry over coffee. Evenings on the deck, Alex's head on Jax's lap as they watched freighters, the horizon. The contract faded to footnote, replaced by quiet vows. Jax opening about the sandbox nightmares that jolted him awake. Alex admitting the terror of losing the studio's soul to Suits. But shadows loomed. Elena Voss called an urgent meeting, her email laced with veiled threats. Concerns about stability, it read. Alex dismissed it, but unease festered. Jax noticed his trainer's instincts sharp. They're circling. Watch your six. The second blow landed at the Oscars after-party. A bacchanal of excess in a rented Hollywood mansion. Alex and Jax arrived as the power couple du jour, but Landon Pierce was there, drunk, maudlin, cornering Alex by the pool. Missed our vibe, Harrington? He slurred, hand landing heavy on Alex's shoulder. That vet's just a phase, right? Before Alex could shove him off, Jax materialized, grip like vice on Landon's wrist. Back off, asshole. He's taken. Landon sneered, yanking free. Taken? By a gimp with a grudge? Wake up, Alex. This sham's over. The words exploded, drawing eyes. Jax's face drained, fist clenching. Alex stepped between them. Get out. Now. Security hustled Landon away, but the damage pulsed. In a shadowed alcove, Jax leaned against the wall, breath ragged. He's right. I'm the liability. No. Alex cupped his face. You're my choice. But as they drove home, sirens wailing distant, Alex's phone lit with a text from an unknown number. End it, or the truth comes out. E.V. The board's hand closing like a trap. The anonymous texts escalated like incoming fire, cryptic warnings at first, then specifics. Grainy photos of Jax's VA records, hints at irregularities in his discharge. Whispers of Alex's college hookups leaked to tabloids. Elena Voss was the architect. Alex knew it in his bones. Her loyalty to Victor masked a coup, angling for board control if the marriage crumbled. She played the long game, hosting informal lunches where she'd probe with honeyed concern. We all want what's best for the legacy, dear. Jax saw the toll. The way Alex's smiles thinned, sleep evading him in fits of scrolling threats. Fight smart, he'd urge over breakfast, his hand steady on Alex's. Don't let him see you bleed. But the pressure mounted, a vice on their fragile world. Jax's sister called from Texas, voice frail over the line. Heard about the drama, Mijo. You okay? He lied smoothly, but hung up with shadows under his eyes, retreating to long runs along the beach where the surf drowned his doubts. Alex countered with defiance. A joint interview with Variety, where they spoke of building a life amid the glare. Jax's arm around him solid as oath. The piece humanized them. Vet resilience meets Hollywood heart. and public sympathy surged. Stand with Harrington trending. Yet Elena struck back at a studio retreat in Big Sur. A weekend of team building, amid redwoods and rage. She cornered Alex by the cliffside fire pit, wine glass in hand, her Botox smile predatory. This charade insults Victor's memory. Marry a man? For what? Your little secret. Her voice dropped. Divorce quietly or I release the files. Jax's heroics? Questionable. And your past? Oh, the blogs will feast. Alex's blood iced. Blackmail? That's low even for you. Preservation. She sipped, eyes gleaming. Sign the papers. Save face. He stormed back to the cabin, finding Jax shadowboxing in the dim light. Punches snapping air, prosthetic whirring faintly. It's her, Alex spat, threatening to out us both. Your records, my everything. Jax stilled, gloves creaking as he peeled them off. What records? The IED op. She claims discrepancies. Says you panicked, cost lives. Alex's voice broke. It's lies, but it'll smear you. Us. Rage flickered in Jax's eyes, then dimmed to resolve. He pulled Alex into a crushing hug, stubble against temple. Then we end it. My way. No. Alex clung tighter. I won't lose you to her games. They made love that night by the hearth. Slow, deliberate, as if etching permanence against the storm. Jax's hands were reverent, tracing Alex's spine like braille, whispering, You're worth the fight. Dawn found them entwined, redwoods whispering approval, but the seed of sacrifice took root in Jax's silence. Back in L.A., the climax brewed at the Harrington Studios lot, a sprawling kingdom of soundstages and backlots where Victor's epic filmed. Alex greenlit reshoots, pouring soul into the project. A tale of soldiers bound by brotherhood, love unspoken amid carnage. Jax consulted on authenticity, his insights sharpening scenes until they bled truth. Crew adored him, the quiet vet who demoed tactical moves with precision, earning nods from extras who'd served. But Elena's web tightened. Leaks hit. A whistleblower alleging Jax's marriage was green card fraud. Impossible, as he was born in San Antonio, but mud-stuck. Protests erupted outside the gates. Veterans groups picketing with signs. Heroes deserve better. Jax absorbed it stone-faced. But Alex saw the flinch when a reporter shoved a mic. Mr. Rivera? Comments on the scam? Next question, Jax growled, steering Alex away. That night, he vanished into the home office, door locked for hours. When he emerged, eyes red-rimmed, he held a folder. Divorce papers, prepped by a lawyer friend. Sign 'em, he said, voice steady. I'll take the hit. Walk away clean. Keep the studio. Alex recoiled as if burned. What the hell? This is betrayal, yours to us. It's protection. Jax's jaw clenched. You think I want this? But El Paso needs the money, and your dad's ghost won't rest till you're free. Blame me in the statement. Irreconcilable. I'll play the fool. Tears stung Alex's eyes, fury rising. You think I'd sell you out? After everything, the kisses, the nights? This isn't love. It's surrender. Jax stepped close, forehead to Alex's. It is love. That's why I have to go. The argument raged till moonrise, words as weapons, hearts laid bare. Alex hurled accusations. You're running, like from the core. Jax fired back. And you're clinging to a throne built on lies. They collapsed onto the rug, exhausted, sobs mingling. I can't lose you, Alex whispered. You won't, Jax vowed, holding him fierce. But some wars you fight alone. Dawn brought resolve. Alex burned the papers in the fire pit, ashes scattering on the tide. We're doing this together. Confront her. End it. The showdown unfolded in the boardroom. A glass area topped the studio tower. Ellis sprawling below like a conquered map. Elena arrived smug, flanked by allies, silver-haired execs in Hermes ties. Jax stood at Alex's side, prosthetic polished, suit impeccable, a silent sentinel. You've made your choice, Elena began, sliding a dossier across the table. The evidence speaks. Alex snatched it, flipping pages. Forged emails, doctored reports. Speaks? This is fiction. And here's the real plot twist. He slid his own file, timestamps, witnesses, a digital trail leading straight to her server. Hired a PI. Your threats? Recorded. Blackmail's a felony. Elena. Resign or we press charges. Her facade cracked, lips paling. Victor Wood. Victor's dead. Alex's voice thrummed with finality. This is my studio now. Our legacy. Jax leaned in, drawl lethal. And if you touch him again, ma'am, medals or not, I'll bury you. The board shifted, murmurs rising. One by one, they voted. Elena out, reforms in diversity clauses, veteran hires, a nod to the men they'd become. As she slunk away, defeated, Alex turned to Jax, hand finding his under the table. We did it. But victory soured swift. That afternoon on set, a grip rushed up. Call for Mr. Rivera Hospital. Your sister. The world tilted. Jax's face ashen, he grabbed keys. Complications. I gotta go. Alex drove, tires screaming toward LAX, Jax white-knuckled in the passenger seat. She was stable, he muttered mantra-like. This can't. At the airport, amid the clamor of gates, Jax pulled Alex into a desperate embrace. If it's bad, don't wait. Live your life. Shut up. Alex kissed him hard, tasting fear. I'll be on the next flight. Jax boarded alone, the plane vanishing into smog. Hours later, a text. She's gone. Peaceful. Coming home tomorrow. Grief hit like a rogue wave. Alex drove to the cliffs, waves pounding below, and wept. For the woman he'd never met. For the man who'd bared his soul only to face this void. When Jax returned, hollow-eyed at the baggage claim, Alex enveloped him. No words, just presence. They buried the pain in Malibu sands, Jax scattering his sister's ashes at sunset. A quiet rite with tequila toasts and stories of her firecracker spirit. She loved bad rom-coms, Jax shared, voice thick. Said I'd find my happy ending yet. Nights blurred into healing. Jax's nightmares met with Alex's steady arms. Alex's doubts quelled by Jax's unyielding faith. The studio thrived, the war epic premiering to acclaim, dedicated, for those who serve, seen and unseen. Critics raved, a triumph of heart. Yet doubt lingered, a ghost in Jax's gaze. One evening, as they walked the beach, barefoot, rings glinting, Jax stopped, facing the tide. This us, it's real now, but can it last? Your world chews up happy endings. Alex took his hands, waves lapping ankles. Then we'll rewrite the rules. Together. Spring unfurled in LA like a reluctant sequel. Azaleas blooming defiant against the smog. Awards buzz humming with promise. The Harrington epic swept nominations, Alex and Jax attending premieres as unapologetic partners. Red carpet poses with genuine smiles, Jax's hand firm in Alex's. Their story whispered as the night's subplot. From contract to confetti, quipped a Vanity Fair profile, glossing the grit but capturing the glow. Privately, scars mended slow. Jax enrolled in PT for his phantom aches, Alex therapy for the legacy's weight sessions where he unpacked Victor's shadow, emerging lighter. They traveled light too. A weekend in Joshua Tree, stargazing on boulders, Jax tracing constellations on Alex's palm. That one's ours, he'd say, voice rough with wonder. The fallen star rises every time. But conflict simmered beneath. The board, chastened, pushed progressive projects. A queer coming-of-age dramedy Alex championed, but old allies resurfaced. Landon Pierce, humbled by scandal, sought atonement. A pitch for a vet-led thriller, co-starring Jax. Redemption arc, he joked over lunch, eyes wary. Jax considered it, tempted by purpose. Could help others like me, show the after. Alex supported, but unease twisted. Landon's gaze lingered too long, echoes of betrayal. Just guard your heart, he murmured one night, post-dinner in their sunlit kitchen. Jax chopping cilantro for tacos. Jax paused, knife still. Jealous, teasing but probing. Protective. Alex wrapped arms around him from behind, chin on shoulder. Lost too much to risk more. The shoot started smooth. Location work in the Mojave, Jack's magnetic on camera, his natural grit elevating lines. Alex visited sets, bringing crafty care packages. Pride swelling at Jax's ease amid the crew. But whispers followed. Rivera's stealing scenes. Harrington okay with that? Insecurity bloomed. A weed in Alex's garden. Bored emails piled. Focus on the heir, not the husband. Elena's exile left vacuums, filled by sycophants angling for influence. One night, post-rap party streamed via FaceTime. Jax flushed with beer, laughing with co-stars. Alex snapped, voice sharp. Having fun without me? Jax's brow furrowed on screen. Babe, it's work. Come visit tomorrow? The call ended strained, silence echoing. Alex paced the empty house, ghosts of doubt crowding. Was Jax outgrowing the charade, finding freedom in lights that didn't dim for him? The contract's ghost reared. Had it ever truly died? Confrontation brewed on Jax's return flight. Alex met him at the private terminal, no cameras, just raw need. In the car, words tumbled. You're shining out there. Too bright for this town to hold. Jax turned, hand on thigh. What are you saying? That I'm leaving. That you're healing. And I'm terrified you'll see I'm the anchor, not the sail. Tears pricked. The betrayal was mine first. Hiding who I am, dragging you into lies. Jax's grip tightened, steering into a pullout overlooking the valley. City lights a constellation below. Listen. He faced Alex, eyes fierce in dashboard glow. The Corps taught me anchors save lives. Keep you from drifting in the shitstorm. You're mine. He leaned in, kiss grounding deep. No more doubts. We're the story now. Relief flooded, but truth demanded more. Back home, over midnight tea on the deck. Pacific a silver whisper. They bared the rest. Jax confessed set jitters. Felt like an imposter. Vet playing soldier. Alex admitted envy. Your courage. It's what I chase in every script. Vulnerability bridged them, forging deeper vows. Jax proposed therapy together, couple sessions in a sunlit Santa Monica office. Unpacking war's echo and Hollywood's hollow. We're human first, the counselor affirmed, and they leaned in. The climax crested at the film's premiere. A Dolby spectacle, stars cascading like comets. Alex and Jax walked the carpet, hands clasped, Jax's prosthetic hidden but his stride unbowed. Inside, as reels unspooled, grit and grace on screen. Tears traced Alex's cheeks, Jax's thumb wiping them silent. Post-show, at the governor's ball, Landon approached, sober, sincere. Killed it, man. Oh, you. Jax nodded, arm around Alex. Team effort. No drama, just closure. As confetti rained, Alex pulled Jax to the balcony, city pulsing below. This is us. Real, messy, forever. Jax grinned, Texas sun in his eyes. Damn right, Hollywood. Months wove into tapestry. Jax's thriller Oscar nod. Alex producing a doc on vet transitions, narrated by his husband. They adopted a rescue mutt, a scrappy terrier named Scout, who claimed the couch and their hearts. El Paso's debts cleared. A scholarship fund in Jax's sister's name bloomed, drawing letters of thanks like stars. One anniversary, not the contracts, but theirs, marked from that first bourbon toast. They drove to Big Sur, the cabin now sanctuary. By the fire, rings exchanged anew. Simple bands, engraved, anchored. Jax knelt, not in proposal but promise. Fell first, loved always. Alex pulled him up, kiss eternal. And I'll fall forever. The ending wasn't fireworks or fade to black, but quiet humanism. Two men, scarred yet whole, choosing each other daily amid America's roar. Hollywood spun on, but their story, dramatic, thrilling, laced with betrayal's bite and love's balm. Endured not in reels, but in the life they built, wave by steadfast wave. In the end, legacies weren't inherited. They were loved into being.